The taste of copper flooded my mouth as I stared at the banking app on my phone. The number blinked once, then again, as if the screen itself couldn't believe what it was showing. 5 years off savings gone. My legs gave out beneath them, and I found myself gripping the wooden dock railing at the familiar Lakehouse as my brother-in-law slaughter echoed from inside the cabin. "We needed it more than you," Kyle had said just minutes earlier, his voice carrying that familiar smugness that made my skin crawl. But now, with my entire life savings vanishing in real time, those words took on a different meaning entirely. My name is Diana. I'm 34 and I own a small business. This is the story of how I learned that family loyalty has a price tag, and some people are willing to pay it with your money. Let me back up 12 hours to when this nightmare began. I'd driven up to Uncle Mitchell's Lakehouse for what was supposed to be a peaceful family weekend. Our first gathering since Mom and Dad died in that car accident 2 years ago. My sister Rebecca had been acting strange lately, jumpy and secretive, always checking her phone. Her husband Kyle kept making these little comments about my boutique, how retail is dead, and how I was throwing good money after bad. I should have seen the warning signs. The way Kyle's eyes lingered on my laptop when I paid invoices at dinner. How Rebecca suddenly needed to borrow my charger, then spent 20 minutes alone with my computer looking up restaurant reviews. How they both went unusually quiet when I mentioned my expansion plans for the shop. But I trusted them. Rebecca was my only living family. And Kyle, well, Kyle had always been Kyle. Loud, opinionated, but harmless. Or so I thought. The first real sign came at 2:47 a.m. when my phone buzzed with a security alert. Someone had accessed my business banking app from an unrecognized device that I fumbled for my phone in the dark, assuming it was a mistake. Maybe someone with a similar device ID. By the time I obtained the alert, my hands were shaking. 4 separate login attempts. All successful, all traced to this location that I crept downstairs to check on my laptop. It was exactly where I'd left it in the kitchen counter, but the screen was warm, recently used. My browser history had been cleared, but the timestamp showed activity at 2:43 a.m. for minutes before the banking alert. My heart hammered against my ribs as I installed a remote monitoring app on my phone, something I'd learned about after my boutique's payment system got hacked last year. If someone was accessing my accounts, I needed proof. I didn't have to wait long. At 6:15 a.m., while everyone else was supposedly asleep, I watched through the monitoring app as someone opened my laptop again. The camera activated silently, and there was Kyle, hunched over my keyboard in the gray morning light, his face illuminated by the screen. He was in my banking app, navigating to the transfer section with the confidence of someone who'd done this before. I watched him type in account numbers I didn't recognize. I watched him enter security questions with answers he shouldn't have known. And I watched him transfer every penny I had saved for my second location into what looked like a personal account. $67,000 gone in 3 clicks. The sickness hit me first, then the rage. Kyle wasn't just stealing my money. He was stealing me future. 5 years of living on ramen noodles and skipping vacations. 5 years off working 18-hour days to build something that mattered. 5 years off believing that family meant safety. It took screenshots of everything through a monitoring app. The bank transfers, the account numbers, Kyle's face clearly visible in the timestamp photos. Then I got dressed and walked downstairs to the kitchen where he was making coffee like nothing had happened. "Sleep well," he said, not looking up from his mug. "Check your phone," I said quietly, Heffroned, pulling his phone from his pocket. I watched his face change as he saw the email I just sent him. Screenshots of every illegal transfer, timestamped photos of him at my laptop, and bank records showing the money trail. "You have 60 seconds to put my money back," I said, my voice steadier than I felt. or I call the FBI's cybercrime division. Kyle's coffee mug slipped from his fingers, ceramic exploding against the kitchen floor. Rebecca appeared in the doorway, still in her pajamas, eyes wide with confusion. "What's going on?" she whispered. "Your husband stole $67,000 from me," I said, never taking my eyes off Kyle. "And hey, video proof." The color drained from Rebecca's face. "Diana, that's crazy. Kyle wouldn't show her the screenshots." Kyle interrupted, his voice hollow. He slumped against the counter, suddenly looking older than his 36 years. "Go ahead, show her what I did." Rebecca's hands shook as she looked at me phone. The evidence was undeniable. Transfer confirmations. Kyle's face in the camera shots, bank records showing the money going to an account in his name. Her breathing became rapid and shallow. "Kyle, tell me this is fake," she pleaded. "Tell me she's lying." Kyle's laugh was bitter and broken, waned it more than she did. "The house, the credit cards, your medical bills. We were drowning, Becca. I thought if I could just borrow it for a few months." "Borrow?" I stepped closer, my voice rising. "You weren't going to ask. You were going to let me discover it on Monday and assume it was a banking error or a hack. You were going to let me lose me business while you played the sympathetic brother-in-law. That I would have paid you back," he shouted, but his voice cracked. "I just needed time." "With what money?" I shot back. "You haven't held a job for longer than 6 months in the 3 years I've known you. You were never going to pay me back because you don't have anything to pay me back with." Rebecca sank into a kitchen chair, staring at the broken coffee mug on the floor. "The gambling," she whispered. "You said you stopped gambling." Kyle's silence was answer enough. Uncle Mitchell appeared in the kitchen doorway, drawn by our raised voices. "What in God's name is going on down here?" I handed him my phone. Kyle's Stolemy business savings. $67,000. "I have proof." Uncle Mitchell's face hardened as Hess scrolled through the screenshots. As the retired police chief of our small town, he recognized evidence when he saw it. "Son," he said to Kyle, his voice deadly quiet, "you've got about 5 minutes to explain yourself before I make some calls." Kyle straightened up, trying to summon his old arrogance. "It's a family matter that we can work this out without getting outsiders involved. You made it a criminal matter when you committed federal wire fraud." Uncle Mitchell replied, "Diana, do you want top press charges?" I looked at Rebecca, crumpled in her chair, and felt a stab of sympathy for her. But then I thought about my boutique, my employees, the second location I'd planned to open next month. Kyle hadn't just stolen money. He'd stolen dreams, jobs, and futures. "Yes," I said, "I want to press charges." What happened next moved with the efficiency of Uncle Mitchell's old police training. He made 3 phone calls, one to his former partner at the state police, one to the FBI's financial crimes unit, and one to the bank's fraud department. Within 2 hours, Kyle was in handcuffs. The money was recovered by Thursday of that same week. Kyle's secret account was frozen, and the electronic trail was so clear that his lawyer advised him to plead guilty rather than go to trial. He received 2 years in federal prison in full restitution, plus court costs and penalties. Rebecca filed for divorce the following week. The divorce was finalized 8 months later, with Rebecca keeping their shared assets, took over the gambling debts Kyle had hidden from her, including those medical bills mentioned, which turned out to be entirely fabricated. She moved in with Uncle Mitchell temporarily while she sorted out the financial wreckage Kyle had left behind. I opened my second boutique location right on schedule. The day of the grand opening, Rebecca showed up with flowers and a handwritten apology. She'd started working as a bookkeeper for a local accounting firm, her first job in years, and was slowly rebuilding her credit and her confidence. "I should have known," she said as we stood outside the news store. "There were so many signs." "He was good at hiding them," I replied. "That's what predators do. They make you doubt your own instincts." Standing there with my sister, watching customers browse through the store I'd almost lost, I realized something important. Family isn't about blood or loyalty, or keeping quiet when someone hurts you. Family is about protecting each other's dreams, not stealing them. It's about building each other up, not tearing each other down for personal gain. Kyle had counted on my love for Rebecca to keep me quiet, to let the theft slide rather than destroy our family. What he didn't understand was that by stealing from me, he'd already destroyed it. I just refused to let him destroy me, too. If you've ever had someone close to you betray your trust, whether it's family, friends, or partners, you know that sickening moment when you realize the person you loved never really existed. The Kyle I thought I knew, the brother-in-law who came to family dinners and remembered my birthday, was a mask. The real Kyle was someone who could look me in the eye while stealing my life's work. But here's what I learned from this whole nightmare. Your instincts are usually right. That uncomfortable feeling you get around certain people, that sense that something isn't quite right, trust it. Document everything, and never let someone convince you that keeping the peace is more important than protecting yourself. If this story resonated with you, hit that like button. It helps others find these real stories. Share your own experiences in the comments if you feel comfortable. And subscribe for more honest conversations about the moments that change everything. Before you go, here's a quick bonus for sticking around. If you love learning and growing like I do, you need to try audiobooks. I've got an exclusive deal with Audible. Your first month is completely free. That's access to over 500 000 titles, zero cost to you. All the details are waiting in the description. Don't miss this one.